I wasn't supposed to be alone during the lockdown. My roommate Jake had flown home to visit his parents for the weekend, just before the government announced the emergency measures. 3 days, they said at first. Just stay inside for 3 days while we get things under control. That was 46 days ago. Jake never made it back. The airports shut down hours after the announcement, and he's been stuck at his parents' place ever since. We video chat almost every day, but it's not the same. Our apartment, normally filled with his constant chatter and terrible cooking, has become unnervingly quiet. The silence is the worst part. I live on the 9th floor of a 12-story building in downtown Chicago. Before all this, there was always noise, traffic, people, the pulse of the city. Now there's nothing but occasional sirens in the distance and the hum of my refrigerator. I've developed routines to keep myself sane. Wake up, coffee, check the news, work from home, video meetings, dinner, Netflix, sleep, repeat. The days bleed together. Tuesday feels like Saturday, feels like Thursday. It was around day 23 when I first noticed something off about my apartment. I was on a Zoom call with my team when my boss, Sheila, stopped mid-sentence and squinted at her screen. "David, is someone there with you?" I turned around, but the apartment was empty. No, just me. I could have sworn I saw someone walk past your doorway. The conversation moved on, but I couldn't shake the unease. That night, I checked every closet, behind every door, under the bed. Nothing. Obviously nothing. I was being paranoid. Period. 3 days later, I was washing dishes when I heard a floorboard creak behind me. Our apartment has these old hardwood floors that make noise even when nobody's walking on them. Just changes in temperature and humidity, Jake had explained once. But this sounded different. Deliberate. I spun around to an empty kitchen. "Hello?" I called out, feeling ridiculous. No answer, of course. That night, I had trouble sleeping. I kept hearing small noises, rustling, the subtle shift of weight on old floors, the quiet click of a door latch. Each time I turned on the light, there was nothing. The next morning, I made an extra cup of coffee by accident. I'd been living alone for nearly a month, yet muscle memory made me prepare 2 cups. I stared at the extra mug for a long time before pouring it down the drain. When I opened my laptop to start work, I noticed something strange in my browser history. Someone had searched, "How long can humans survive without food?" at 3:17 a.m. I never made that see. I'm sure of it. I'd been asleep. I called Jake immediately. "Dude, are you remotely accessing my computer or something?" "What? No, why would I do that?" "Someone made a weird search on my laptop last night. Maybe you did it half asleep," he suggested. "I've done that before." Or could be malware. I ran a virus scan. Nothing. I changed all my passwords and enabled 2-factor authentication on everything. That evening, I got a text from an unknown number. "I see you." I blocked it immediately, heart racing. Probably just a spam message, I told myself. Nothing to do with the search history or the noises, just coincidence. The following day, during a video meeting, I noticed my colleagues exchanging glances when I was speaking. Finally, one of them interrupted me. "David, is everything okay at your place?" "Yeah, why?" "It's just, your eyes look really bloodshot, and you've got something dark on your neck." I touched my neck instinctively, felt nothing, and then excused myself to check the bathroom mirror. My eyes were normal. My neck was clean. When I returned to the computer, they were all staring at me. "There's nothing there," I said. My coworker Mark frowned. "It's gone now. That's weird." After the meeting, I replayed the recording. When I got to that moment in the conversation, I froze the frame. There, on the screen, my eyes were solid black, and a dark handprint was clearly visible on my neck. But when I touched my own neck and looked in the mirror beside my desk, there was nothing. I decided I needed fresh air. Lockdown rules be damned. I grabbed my mask and keys, but when I tried the front door, it wouldn't open. The deadbolt turned, but the door itself seemed sealed to the frame, like it had been painted shut. I pulled harder, throwing my weight back, and tumbled to the floor when it suddenly gave way. The hallway was darker than usual, the emergency lights casting long shadows. I hadn't seen any of my neighbors in weeks, though sometimes I could hear them through the walls. As I walked toward the elevator, I noticed small dark footprints on the carpet. They were wet, like someone had stepped in ink, or something darker. They led from the elevator directly to my apartment door. I went back inside, triple locked the door, and wedged a chair under the handle. That night, my phone rang at 2:37 a.m. The caller ID showed Jake's name. "Hello?" I answered groggily. There was no response, just a strange rhythmic breathing. Then, very quietly, I heard someone whisper, "Look behind you." I didn't. Instead, I hung up and immediately called Jake back. A groggy voice answered, "Dude, it's the middle of the night. Did you just call me?" "No, I was asleep." "What's going on with you?" "I didn't sleep that night. Or the next." I pushed my dresser in front of my bedroom door and kept the lights on. On day 34, I received an email from my boss asking why I hadn't been at the virtual team meeting that morning. According to her, I'd logged in but kept my camera and microphone off, not responding to any questions. But I hadn't logged in. I hadn't even been at my computer. I checked my Zoom account activity. There it was. I had indeed been in a meeting from 9 o'clock a.m. to 10:15 a.m. Someone had used my account while I was making breakfast in the kitchen, just 30 feet away. That same day, I got a notification that someone had tagged me in a photo on Instagram. It was from Jake's account, a picture of me sleeping in my bed, taken from the doorway of my room. The caption read, "Missing my roommate during lockdown. Stay safe, buddy." I called Jake immediately, my hands shaking so badly I could barely hold the phone. "Why did you post that picture of me sleeping? How do you even have that?" "What are you talking about? I didn't post anything." I sent him a screenshot. He was silent for a long moment. "That's not my account," he finally said. "Someone's impersonating me. And David, I don't know how anyone could have that picture of you." I deleted my social media accounts that day. I unplugged my router. I covered my laptop camera with duct tape. That night, I heard my television turn on by itself in the living room. The blue glow pulsed down the hallway. I could hear the faint sound of a news broadcast. Holding a knife from my bedside drawer, I crept down the hall. The TV wasn't on. The room was dark, but the sound continued. Muffled voices discussing infection rates and death tolls, as if coming from inside the walls. I ran back to my bedroom and pushed my dresser more firmly against the door. On day 40, I woke up to find all the framed photos in my apartment turned face down. Every single one. In the bathroom mirror, written in the condensation from my shower, were the words, "I'm hungry." I stopped showering after that. Yesterday, day 45, my laptop turned on by itself while I was trying to nap on the couch. Through half-closed eyes, I watched as the cursor moved on its own, opening my email. It composed a message to my entire contact list with the subject line, "Help me," and the body text, "There's someone else in the apartment with me. I can't get out. This is not a joke." The cursor hovered over the send button. I jumped up and slammed the laptop shut before it could click. Last night, I barricaded myself in the bathroom, the only room in the apartment with a lock I still trusted. I brought in supplies, water, snacks, my phone charger, a blanket. I've been here for 20 hours now. About an hour ago, my phone chimed with a text from Jake. Just landed at O'Hare. They finally opened flights for emergency family reunifications. Be home in about an hour, buddy. Hang tight. Relief flooded through me for the first time in weeks. Jake was coming home. I wouldn't be alone anymore. Whatever was happening, stress-induced hallucinations, a gas leak, a mental breakdown, Jake would help me figure it out. 10 minutes ago, I heard the front door open. Jake's familiar footsteps, the thud of his duffel bag hitting the floor. "David, you home?" I'm about to open the bathroom door when my phone buzzes again. A new text from Jake. Bad news. Flight got canceled last minute. Still stuck at my parents' place. Maybe next week. You okay? The footsteps are getting closer to the bathroom now. Slow, deliberate. The handle jiggles. "David, why is the door locked? Let me in, buddy." It sounds exactly like Jake, but I know it's not him. "Go away," I whisper, pressing myself against the far wall. The voice on the other side drops to a whisper too, but it doesn't sound like Jake anymore. It doesn't sound human at all. "I've been so lonely, David. Let me in. I just want some company during the lockdown." The door handle is turning back and forth rhythmically now. The lock is starting to rattle. I don't think it will hold much longer. I'm typing this on my phone as a record of what happened, though I don't know if anyone will ever see it. The scratching at the door has stopped. Now, there's just silence. Wait, I can hear breathing. Not from the other side of the door, from inside the bathroom with me. I'm not turning around. I won't turn around. But there's a reflection in my phone screen. Something is standing behind me, and it's smiling. If you're still here, you're not alone. Some stories don't end. They just wait. So if something feels off in your home tonight, maybe keep the lights on. I'll see you again soon. Or maybe you'll see me first.